Tonight, Ready Set Flow is at the Hopcat, the Charles Wright Museum, Manila Bay Cafe, and the Baltimore Gallery.
Back in the day, when I was really young, I remember telling all of the other kids at school that my dad was a superhero. And that he was so busy saving everyone else to have any time for me. As I grew older, I started to refer to him as Santa Claus, a man of folklore and unfathomable presence that only really came upon the mind once or twice a year when it is cold and you are entertaining the thought of warmth. Feeling whole, instead of mason jar with fireflies, see, my empty spaces always light up when I am the darkest. Today, for what seems like the 100th time, unless my biological father whispered me bittersweet nothings via a cassette tape that was delivered in an envelope, postmarked 1988, a symphony of not shits, can't do's, won't do, should haves, and will nevers, 20 glorious minutes of why he can't and won't ever be in my life. How thoughtful of him. He should have titled it, Why You Don't Have a Dad. Seal it with a kiss, or his cologne, or some sweet lovey-dovey movie shit, instead of getting my fucking middle name wrong on the outro. A wholehearted middle finger post sucker punch below the belt. You know what? Fuck it. Let's throw in a Mike Tyson biting through my cartilage cheap shot metaphor in this part right here now. We'll save the fancy wordplay and beautiful imagery for a poem not about him. This isn't that poem. This won't be his poem. I will not give him something to be proud of. Why do you think I live my life like this? 2 parts self-abuse, 7 parts fearful of success, 1 part neglect, no part self-love though. I'm not gonna pick up where he decided to leave off. I will leave it there, on the shelf, with the cape he never chose to wear, in the closet with the other childish fantasies. 2 weeks ago, I saw God from the back seat of a Lexus coupe. He looked like a coked out felon. He smelled like fear and recovery. He chose to total the car going 120 miles an hour and made me realize that I am only a human. He had my life in his hands, opposed to my existence, disregarded that he had souls in the back seat, trying to turn a fable to an anecdote. I climbed out of a totaled car, kissing the ground, the way the police like us to, us, black. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate the gift of life. My life keeps spiraling out of control. I bet he's proud. I'm a hurricane of heartbreak and ugly shit. What am I doing here? How did I get here? Is what I ask myself most nights, mouth tasting like, well, something, because, well, I had to use something to make myself feel better before I use someone. And I get that from him. I always rewind and play back the part where he talks about his love life. Son, my son, I've never been any good at relationships. You can ask your mother this one day. I have a secret. I never asked her. I never wanted to know. But you know what's the worst part? He ended it with a poem. For 14 days, I hated poetry. I would hear him speak at open mics and watch him turn my safe haven into a battleground of self-discovery. I played hopscotch on a minefield of vices, hoping I would land in them and not wake up to another day of picking up pieces of myself. Back in the day, when I was really young, I hadn't been broken yet. I'm hoping I can find that boy again. I will shower him in comic books and cartoons. I will tell him to not look for his father here. I will tell him one day he can become a hero to somebody. Thank you, guys.
Baby, I position your body as a violin. Your chin lays on my abdomen. The sweet sounds we make together could be considered adamantly sinful or heavenly at the same time. Power clashing until a schism happens. Imagine these man hands capable of using death's grip, caressing your neck softer than the feather or the finest silk. I breathe slowly as I move. Whether you are brand new or gently used, we get to create the melody we like, my bow and you. So would you like to make music?
Yeah.
So I position I'll wrap your cello body between my thighs, hold you tight as we move side to side, only you and I. I hear you sigh as my touch creative vibrato. I would hold you like there's no such thing as tomorrow without you there. Pizzicato, baby, I pull your strings. Crescendo, decrescendo. My heart would touch your back, creating the perfect metronome for you to follow. Melodious, melancholy muse music, meticulously made by your pleasure for moaning. 12 play, Fuck no. How about 34.5 times 2 play? I want to taste your chamber music as you make my flute play. Flight of the Bumblebee. We about to get sticky like honey would be. We are a dynamic duet improvising during the interlude before I give you the D major. See, my kisses have a key signature that will make Mozart jealous and make many men wish death upon me. I'm not a minute man, I'm a minuet man, and you'll like my measure and my movements. Let me motivate your moving body to dance with me like a maniac. So have you ever heard pleasure cry? Have you ever heard love sing? I would lick lovable lullabies, leaving you wet and lethargic, letting no other man lift you as high as I've left you on cloud 9 in ecstasy next to me. Would you play the next song or keep it on repeat? Would you like to make music, love, or more? Thank you.
One of the things that I've dealt with was depression. Feelings of sadness and loneliness from what I used to have. Most of us feel depressed at times, that's normal. But when it lasts more than 2 weeks and it begins to interfere with your daily activities like work, school, or taking care of the kids, that's when you should talk to a professional. 3 to 5% of most people suffer from depression. It wasn't until I addressed what was going on inside of me, and instead of suppressing it, that my life changed. Talk to someone. You matter. Join the movement. #GetNaked.
Focus One Entertainment is Detroit's premier entertainment company, but we're not just an entertainment company. We are your #1 multimedia resource. Focus One has combined years of talent and experience in order to bring you what you're looking for in a video, a polished professional product. F1 Entertainment specializes in filming workshops, seminars, and corporate presentations. More and more businesses are utilizing video production services to create web virtuals, online marketing content, and promotional and corporate training videos. Your company can do the same with Focus One Entertainment. Contact Focus One Entertainment at 313-444-3638 or visit us on the web at www.focusoneentertainment.com.
I'm gonna do a song from my latest record, and it goes like this. You send out your fire on another child. You send out your fire, absent of holiness. Even in death we can't get out, we can't go on, we can't get out from under this. Even in life we can't get out, we can't go on, we can't get out from under this fire tearing through our lives. 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 You send out out your fire on another soul. You send out your fire, I send humanity. Well, even in love we can't get out, we can't go on, we can't get out from under this. Even in life we can't get out, we can't go on, we can't get out from under this fire. Tearing through our life. Fire, tearing through our lives. Fire, tearing through our lives. Fire, tearing through our lives. We can't go on, we can't get out from under this. Even in life, we can't get out, we can't go on, we can't get out from under this.
Before, and it was as if that part of my childhood eluded me like reality and schizophrenics, because I remembered pleading with imaginary parents to purchase the tickets at an imaginary box office because my mom, well, she never had the time to clothe me in a dainty dress, and my father, let's just say he ain't never take me down to the department store to purchase what I called a Gone with the Wind fabulous bonnet. Nor were these fingers ever accessorized with the adoration of a doting adult, while my other hand endlessly fleed with the string of a balloon that threatened to flee once I conjured up the reality of being a new school orphan because of the crack epidemic. It was something about crack that had a tendency to easily trapeze through communities because traps appeased to those that desperately needed the wonderment and contort out of their reality. See, I remember the day when my chest cavity had split open as my great auntie had forcibly shoved an Excalibur sword of truth down my throat as she informed me of a woman who was trapped in an iron cage. My mother, I guess she attempted to fly, but couldn't quite wrap her fingers around bars like she intimately did with crack pipes that ironically led to her fingers been wrapped around bars. She had fallen from heaven, reality bound, disgraced. But it was okay because my dad, you know, my father was a genius at being a sideshow act. He was the invisible man. He had inscribed his autographs into my kiss stains as I begged him to stay before he disappeared into thin air. But still, I needed to be a daddy's girl because I wanted to learn that magic just like him, but to disappear out of them households that had no use for the offsprings of freak shows. So I used to embellish to my friends that my parents were still walkers with long legs enough to cross continents. I hoped that it would calm the big elephant in the room, but I can still feel the glass and the questions burning through my shame, so I just said, fuck everybody and their name brand smiles gifted to them from their two-parent households or even their single-parent households, gifted to them on Christmas mornings, memorized birthdays, and just because days. I bought my own paint set when I decided to imitate my family to become a clown. I painted my face dark white so that if my family ever decides to come back, I could be the light in the darkness that swallowed them just like the lion did the tamer, but maybe I'm just a fool. Juggling too many illusions. On one hand, interlocks with the concept of an ideal love, the other one clutches to that helium-filled wish of an inner child's fantasy. Somewhere, this inherited magic has become gilded. And sometimes, I still wait to walk under that big top. That smells like elephant shit.
I'm sorry to say that they found a new way to make you hang stagnant, stuck in the same box as your parents before you. Hung by self-hate, hung by propaganda of negative black image, hung by pipelines from school systems to prison systems. I hope grown-ups haven't given up on you is what I fear every time I hear an elder sneer and say things like, you can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. So I want to change that little anthem and say, you can win, child of the ghetto, because in my eyes you will always be an angel. Even though these cop gun shots are aiming straight for your halo, you be holy from bullet holes made for those unholy who hold their guns close. Cowardly, they cower behind gun calibers with their knees on top of young black girls in bikinis. This is what you get. This is what you get when you have privately owned prisons. You get officers who just police for profit. Poor leeches, they are supposed to be the peacekeepers, not the keepers of pieces, pulling triggers, pushing projectiles through young black figures. They say that all cops ain't bad. And if you believe that, then please show me where the fuck the good ones at, because they using us as target practice. We in America's gun range, surrounded by white paper, we are the black ink that gets splattered. And since they think that black ink come cheap, they think black ink don't matter. Let's go. Just 2 generations ago, we had Emmett Till. And I immensely fear that we Emmett Till. People keep saying that things they are changing, but it look like they just stay the same. But you can win, child of the ghetto, because in my eyes you will always be an angel. Even though these cop gun shots aim straight for your halo, you be holy from bullet holes made from those unholy who hold their guns close. Cowardly, they cower behind gun calibers. We need to march. But with more than just cadence, I'm losing faith in superficial statements like Black Lives Matter. Imagine a slave shouting this out to his master. You probably couldn't hear him over the loud cracks of the whip and the sound of his master's laughter. But you would think me to be too radical if I said like Nat Turner, let us prove that Black Lives Matter. Because it seems like they won't hear us until black brain fragments are the only ones that get scattered. What's going on with the young generation? What's going on with the young generation? We have to save them. Show them which way to go so that they can find their own yellow brick road. Fathers, brothers, sisters, don't give up on these young black birds. They are just scared crows. Born in America as a black male, they said early on that our heart would fail. No sense in planning life past 62, because there's no chance we'd make it through by middle age. The statistics say that our prostate state could give way, unless of course before our 50s. The sweets onset our diabetes. The only stroke of luck that we would find is if there was no stroke before 39. The only chance our life we still treasure if our only concern was just high blood pressure. No sense in trying to disagree, our life expectancy is 23. You see, by then we're 6 feet under or in a cell with time to wonder, should I be thankful to have even seen any age past my teens? Because like Mike Brown, Jordan Davis, and Trayvon, it's understood we could be shot for simply walking through the right neighborhood. So we got a midlife crisis at 8.5 without a father to show us the path that seems from the beginning that our life is doomed. So let's start over with back in the womb. It's not even safe here. But we're in our mother, it should be nothing to fear. I heard somebody holler, miss you aboard. There's a document here trying to cut my life short, but before we all gathered for the dearly departed, I died inside a condom before we even got started. Whoa. Like nicotine, they say, if it's true, that if so a man thinketh, so shall he become. Then if I think that I'm a nigga, does that actually make me one? Like nicotine, we are addicted to evil demons while they laugh and say, yeah, y'all might have been kings and queens before, but now, today, you're niggas. Following the ways of enemies, but they say they with us. When I close my eyes, I dream of a different scene when we weren't just niggas. But in reality, the things I've done and seen us do will make the faint of heart scream, so I must bear witness that we are a long way from what we used to be. So I plant these seeds, and when they sprout, I hope to get this message across to my people who have seemed to have lost their senses. The truth is hard to find when we've been made deaf, dumb, and blind, so our search seems endless. The truth is hard to find when we've been deaf, dumb, and blind, so our search seems endless. The religions we know, they've been refurbished and resold to keep us defenseless. Mentally destroyed, need to be deprogrammed. We all know Jesus was cool, but that story came from you, so you must not forget this, that nobody has got to give a nigga, not intelligent, God glorify anything, nigga. We search and figure how we became a nigga. We're so blind and no longer hide the truth on cryptic pages. There's no excuse for us in this technologically filled information age. We too relaxed and complacent to dream a dream and then chase it. Don't be afraid to be hated. This is a trap, so escape it. Mentally starving from time wasted, so stop smelling freedom and taste it. We wish for radical change and unwilling to do radical things. We'd rather sit back and complain, point fingers, than blame. While things stay the same, I think it's time that we change from nigga. But how can we change from nigga? How can we be expected to rise from such a low expectation? I stand before you here today to say that we are not niggas. We are men. Men who don't believe in love at first sight. But I must say, what I saw I did like. The dreads in her head insinuate she's well bred. I wish she lifted up her head and turned my pages instead. How can she rob me without even a look? This woman's the quickest my heart that she took. The Holy Trinity, she's got brains, body, and look. She resides inside a library where her head lies, buried in books. I can see on her shoulder the stress load of education like a ton is weighing. But I'm steady waiting, thinking she can use stimulation. But I'm contemplating, debating, don't want to disrupt her focus, although the vibe is precocious. If I decide to compromise her preoccupied studies, will she accept an invitation for an interesting conversation, or will she decline the sensation of a sapiosex relation? As I admired and desired the design, his attempts to inquire was of course wasting time, but my opportunity swiftly faded away because she done packed up her books and left for the day. Could I have lost the one to my delay? Next time seize the moment before the moment slips away. Are y'all ready for some poetry?
Yeah! He'd be the first one to tell you that this ain't pressure. And he knows it's the fourth quarter. It's fourth down. It's 4 yards to go. The scoreboard says his team is down by 4 and it's only 14 seconds to go, but he is as cool as an August breeze through sycamore trees because pressure ain't to be found on gridiron Saturdays. His mother is a pyramid. He is the oldest of her 4 kids. She works 3 jobs but carries enough treasure within her soul to remind him that he is a king. Pressure is making sure she never has to show him the disappointment face that she reserved for her father. Pressure is walking his little sister home through a neighborhood that features more chalk outlines than hopscotch boards. There is no pressure listening for quarterback signals through crowd roars and deafening chants from frat boys. He sees the safety creeping up. But if he keeps it up, he's going to bury him. In between the lines, he's immune to pressure. On a football field, he finds peace. Amongst the ballet of Buffalo, he is at ease. He can go ballistic without the need for forensics. Inflicting pain is just a part of this game. Black! 88! Black! 88! He bleeds back the tape bins, taps the telephone poles, telling true stories of wearing the wrong color in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong end of a 40 caliber barrel where he is from. Madness is not confined to the month of March. Madness is not confined to the month of March, only if you get out. If roses could grow from concrete, then the projects will be littered with rose bushes and not shell casings. Country club coaches, recruits in American cities that have seen more bullets than Beirut, then drop. Inner city war veterans into ivy walls and leather-bound halls. Pressure is a professor that treats him like his GPA. Will never equal half of his 40-yard dash time because apparently his city school uses the same curriculum as the city zoo, and he has classmates that will only offer him 86% hate because they love what he does on Saturdays and they will wear his jersey, but their heartstrings that his inclusion is a dandelion intrusion into a party for lilies. Packed stadiums don't bring pressure, they put the ball in his hands. That's nature. He hooks the pulling guard like tugboat to destroy him. Symphonic carnage invades his ears as pads pop like car crashes on minefields. He avoids hippopotamus palm taps. Sprints through linebackers like police bullets ran through his uncle's civil liberties. Stiff arms the quarterback like he did the drug pushers on his block, then hurls to safety like the grief counselor's couch when his best friend became prey for Desert Eagle. He sprints towards the painted grass like he holds universal acceptance. He makes the referee summon God when he crosses the line. Hear the applause. Game over. He wins. But when he leaves the locker room, it's when his pressure begins.
Focus. The state or quality of having or producing clear definition. Focus One Entertainment is the premier videography company in the Midwest. We specialize in weddings, corporate events, documentaries, sporting events, and films. Regardless of the scope or budget, we approach every project the same way, by capturing and clearly defining your vision. Contact us at 313-444-3638 or www.focusoneEntertainment.com.
paying homage to God. I say Jehovah Jireh, I love him. I love him for loving me, for keeping me, for guiding me, for accepting me, for choosing me. He gave his son for me, and with all that he's done for me, I will worship. It causes the enemy to flee, and countless times this has helped me to stay focused. God has a purpose and a plan for my life, and I know this. I've overcome obstacles, I've tear down walls and opened doors. I'm like, I've climbed mountains and moved mountains. Lord knows I know there's victory in my worship. So forgive me if I began to clap my hands and tap my feet. I'm like, there's more than just a beat that's in my spirit. I have found peace in God, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And I am reminiscing some days when I be thinking about my old ways, and all I can say is thank you, Father, for the grace, the favor, and the mercy over my life. I worship him in the mirror the same way when I'm approaching my new day with stride. You see, walking, I'm so glad I know my purpose. In performing, I remove me and watch him working. In praying, I believe in his word, a principle I can stand on. Understand, y'all? The foundation of leading a purposeful life will begin and end in worship. And I be praying for others to feel free like me, even though on the surface they may appear to you to be finished. But that's not how I see it. In fact, I see scarred tissues, and some of us say they're issues. I hear broken bones. I'm like, there's no structure in their homes. I hear us saying high risk. I think simply operating without wisdom. I know that this will lead to problems, but the solution and or medicine to solve them is in our worship. The Bible says one soul saved. I said just one soul saved will make all of heaven rejoice, because a choice is made with a mustard seed of faith, and we are then made brand new with renewed minds, new to what living really feels like. And so I'm like, if it helps you and it helps me and it brings glory to his name, the Most High, the Alpha, Omega, I will worship. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Congratulations.